You unlock this door with the key of imagination. Beyond it is another dimension. A dimension of sound. A dimension of sight. A dimension of mind. You're moving into a land of both shadow and substance, of things and ideas. You've just crossed over into...
There, Insha?
Yeah, sorry. I'm like typing Tom Atkins rules.
I mean, who amongst us isn't? Usually, right? But we got work to do.
This is work.
Say that no.
Work
say
for
that
you
for
people.
We know that's not for work. That's your spare time. Shit. Okay, welcome to Film Runners, the spooky season version. Spooktober? What did we decide to call it? Nothing, I guess.
Spooktoberfest.
Did we
scare topless?
Because I know we burned off a snack size from last year, but I don't think we have an official title for these ones. So, do we want to come up with it?
It's a great spooky pumpkin, Michael. No.
Oh, like Charlie Brown.
Wow.
Yeah.
Fuck you. Bad ideas. Anyway, I'm Michael.
I'm Tim.
I'm Insha.
Hell yeah. And we're here to run some goddamn films.
Yeah.
Very aggressive.
This is episode 2 of the spooky edition. And I have not shit my pants once.
No, for now, we'll call it... Well, that's a lie. We know that's a lie. Just not while you were watching a scary movie, you mean, I'm sure. So we'll call it Spooky Edition. Because Tim said it with authority, so we'll call it that.
Okay.
I like it. This spooky edition of Film Runners is sponsored by Enamory.com. Fine art, paintings, photography by Aaron Samby and Ashley King. Use Runners 10 code checkout.
God.
Buy stuff. Use code Runners10 at checkout to get 10% off your first order. Ashley did some abstract paintings of the 4 Universal monsters. The 4? Is there more than 4?
There is more than 4.
The 4, the big guys.
What is she missing? She's got Fruit Brute.
Phantom of the Opera.
She's got Count Chocula.
She's got Count Chocula. She has Fruit Brute. She has...
She's Frankenberry.
See, that's a big thing. Don't even get me started on I hate the spooky themed cereals because all of them are generic sort of berries except for Count Chocula, right? Like Fruit Brute is so generic. Frankenberry. And then isn't it Booberry? Isn't the ghost Booberry?
It is Booberry.
Yeah, but that's like blueberry, so it's like a particular
So what's Frankenberry?
Fruit.
No. You have 2 berries, you have a general fruit, and then you have chocolate.
Chocolate.
Yeah, so that's 3 fruits and a chocolate.
What is yummy?
I thought Frankenberry was like a mix. Isn't it mixed berry?
Probably. He's Frankenstein, right?
Yeah, but I think that's more like... I think that one's more like strawberry. Blueberry is definitely blueberry. But there's Yummy Mummy. What is Yummy Mummy?
Exactly. That's so generic, too. Fruit Brute and Yummy Mummy shouldn't exist.
Well, he should have marshmallows.
Yummy Mummy. He should be. He should be called like...
I'm looking it up. Yummy Mummy cereal.
Here's my thing. I'm as bad as these cereal executives because I was like, what about King Fruit or Pharaoh Fruit and Common? But that's another fruit one. So that wouldn't work out.
Yeah.
I guess I get it.
Yummy Mummy is just a fruity cereal with marshmallows. It's like
there you go.
That's what they all are. I'm telling you, except Count Chocula, they're all fruity cereals. Imagine Don Draper pitching the Blueberry ones. Like Don Draper.
Do all of them have marshmallows in them?
No.
I don't know, man.
So there's you go. There's your difference.
Count Chocula should have marshmallows in it because
It definitely does.
No, it doesn't.
No, it definitely does.
It doesn't. It just has
It's
like
got
chocolate.
bats and stuff.
No, it definitely doesn't.
Do our Canadian cereal different from your American cereal? Because we
Probably.
definitely have marshmallows up here.
I don't have marshmallows in mine.
I've never had any of those cereals, so I can't confirm.
Then why are you complaining about it?
Because I hate the title. Because I hate the titles.
I think it's fun and whimsical, and I enjoy them.
It's not. It's confusing.
Let Tim have nice things and nice
No.
cereal.
Finish this fucking ad so we can get on.
Oh, that was it. They did the Universal Monsters. Go buy them.
That's ENAMORY.com. Tim still hasn't learned how to spell it, so I have to say that every time.
Thank you.
No problem. So it was a Tim pick this week.
Yeah.
Also, I was thinking... hold on, pause, because I might cut this out. Instead of Spooky... I guess we already landed on Spooky Edition. But because I was using the Twilight Zone, we could call it the Film Run Zone.
Ooh.
All right, we're calling it the Film Run Zone now. Too bad.
Okay. So, we decided a while ago. We just said that for drama.
Well, the thing, too, is that we already recorded Evil Dead, and we did not say it at all in Evil Dead.
And then it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Who cares?
Yeah. A Tim pick this week, and because I don't watch scary movies,
That's not true. You watched at least 2, as far as I know.
That's true. I picked a movie I haven't seen for a change. We're changing it up on Film Runners today.
Record scratch.
So I picked Insidious. Bum, bum, bum. And actually, this is a Rachel pick. My wife Rachel enjoys scary movies much more than I do. So initial impressions, I'm going to go last. So
yeah, you are the only one who hasn't seen it, so we should do it in reverse. Yeah.
That's right. So, Michael, what did you think of Insidious?
I really enjoy Insidious. I liked it, the first time I saw it. I think James Wan is generally a good director. For his type of movies. And he does he knocks them out of the park. Patrick Wilson, Rose Byrne are all great. Lin Shaye, great cast, good spooks and scares. It's just, it's really... I really enjoy this movie.
All right, and Insha, what do you think of Insidious?
I agree with Michael. It's really I haven't seen it since I saw it in theaters, but now I'm like, oh, the story surprisingly still kind of holds up, and it's super solid. And I never really noticed how solid it was. If you just made this movie and didn't go into the whole franchise, I think it would have worked. I mean, I like number 2, but it still works a lot. So
It just said she likes number 2. But yes, I agree. But yeah.
Speaking of which, so when I told Rachel that I picked Insidious 2,
No, you told
she
her
told
you
me,
picked Insidious.
she quote, yeah, sorry, I told her I picked Insidious. She said, quote, what? I told you to watch Insidious 2. Insidious 1 is stupid. The, quote, monster in this is so unbelievable. It does a good job setting up the second one, but that's it. There's a lot of build-up, and you're like, really? That's the monster? Tim, are you not going to watch it with me then? Rachel, no.
What?
I want to be Rachel's friend so bad.
That's so funny. That, 1, you fucked up. 2, she suggested you watch a sequel to a movie you hadn't seen before.
No, well, she did say that I should. I first mentioned when she said watch Insidious 2, and I was like, well, I haven't seen the first one. Should I watch the first one? She was like, yeah. And then I was like, okay, well, I'm just
so
gonna
she
pick the
meant
first
watch
one.
Insidious 2, but also prior to that, watch Insidious.
Yeah.
As
that's
if you
what
had
she-
no problem doing extra horror homework. She's like, yeah, fuck it, go with it. I will say, before we get into your opinion, I see what she's saying. I disagree with her in that I think the first one's better, but Insidious 2... Also, I very much disagree with her about the monster. Darth Maul is amazing. But Insidious 2 is very much like Rocky 2, where it's like, let's kind of do what we did in the first one that was good, but let's have a win at the end.
Yeah.
Which I appreciate, because I end up really liking this family. But I think this one just is slightly more original. Anyway, your opinion.
Yeah, my opinion of this is very hit and miss. For the first like 30 minutes of this movie, I was thinking, this is just another spooky ghost movie where they're trying to scare me. It's just all about ghosts. And then as soon
What do you mean trying?
as...
They successfully scare you. You don't like horror movies because they scare you.
You're right. They did. They definitely do that. But then when Elise and the ghost hunters come in, I got hooked.
Hell
Like
yes.
I was hook, line, and sinker. They got me for the rest of the movie. I do agree with Rachel. I think the monster is kind of like whatever. He's kind of weird and whatever. But then the ending, they like stick the landing really hard.
Yeah,
like,
the ending's very good and surprising. I agree with you 100% because I've seen this a couple times. But I totally, as much as I was like, oh yeah, Lin Shaye as Elise and her Monster Hunter Mormon guys are always amazing. And when they show up, I'm like, yeah, they're still fun. And then as soon as Lin Shaye shows up at the door, I'm like, oh, she's so good. She's so fucking, like, she just brings a totally different energy to the movie that's, like, and that's a thing, that's another interesting thing about the film is that it kind of shifts energies every, like, 20 minutes almost. Which I think Insha can speak on a bit.
Why?
Well, because you messaged me and said it's funny that after 20 minutes a different thing.
Oh, yeah.
You know, the thing I kind of said and set you up to mention.
Because, like, okay, so as I was watching, it was like in the first 20 minutes, it shifts from, like, wholesome family stuff to kid in a coma. And it was kind of like, okay, I think, yes, that's fine. But then after...
By the way, that was a total twist. I did not expect that to happen.
Yeah.
Oh, I guess we should give a synopsis of the movie.
Yeah.
Maybe you're already doing this, but go ahead, Insha. And as you're doing this is our synopsis.
Well, you don't have to...
Why am I doing it? It's your movie.
Because you say, yeah, you're right. It should be, don't shirk your responsibility, Tim.
All right. Insidious, it's about a movie.
It's not about a movie. It isn't.
It's a movie about a family that moves into a house which is haunted, I guess, for the first 20 minutes, like Insha is saying. But then their kid falls into a coma, and the family is continually haunted, even when they move houses. And they find out from meeting Elise that actually the father and the son are I don't remember what the word she
astral
said.
projectors. Travelers.
Yeah, astral projectors, whatever you want to call it. And his soul has left his body, and that's why he's in a coma.
Yeah, it's sorry, you could go back to what you were saying, Ninja.
Yeah, so the first 20 minutes it's kind of the wholesome kind of family whatever. And then it switches into the kid in the coma, which totally threw me off.
Yeah, it slow plays it as like it's going to be a build up to just a standard haunted house movie, with which I think the specific thing you mentioned, Insha, was the books being thrown off the thing.
Yeah, like it kind of just goes like, how did we go from? I think I like text Michael, it was like, how did we go from like books being thrown off a shelf to a kid in a coma? Like I don't understand how that just played out that way, but it works. Yeah. Perfectly, because like once you get past the haunted house stuff, then you get into the dream stuff, and then it goes into the this kid is possessed stuff, and it's kind of just like, wait, this is three, like if you break this movie apart, it's three different types of movies. Like it's 100%. Literally, it's kind of like The Haunting of Hill House, where The Haunting of Hill House can be like 4 different types of like genres all together, but I'm like, no, wait, what? But I love it. That's why I think it's surprisingly solid.
Yeah, and I agree. Like the first 20 minutes, I originally thought it was just a normal haunted house movie, so I wasn't quite into it. But then it shifted to the kid in the coma thing, and it's like, okay, that's kind of interesting. And then I think another 20 minutes later, because I think about 40 minutes in is when the ghost hunters come in.
Well, it's after, it's such a good twist for the moment when Patrick Wilson is finally like, oh yeah, absolutely, like, we should move house. Like, let's get out of this place. Which is a thing, every time you watch a haunted house movie, you're like, just get the fuck out of there. And it's so funny for them to do it like halfway through the movie, but then you know more is going to happen or whatever. But like that shift happens, and then, oh shit, the new house has a tiny Victorian child who wants to play tiptoe through the tulips and scare the shit out of Rose Byrne.
Oh my god,
It was
that's
the best scene.
It's
That-
so when he's creepily
that got
dancing
me.
in front
That
of the
little
record
no,
player.
that
Oh, when he jumps
that
out of
was-
the cabinet.
yeah, that got me.
Yeah, that's a good fake out. There are a lot of when I was watching it, I was laughing knowing that all of these jump scares were happening. Tim had to watch them.
I think it does a good job though of like
They're well executed for sure.
it goes further than I thought. Like the jump scares go further than I thought they were for being ghosts. Like this kid, like in that scene, like you see the kid off in the distance and you expect something to kind of happen, but then you expect like I don't know, like something to open or like a book to crash or whatever. But they actually have the kid jump out at her.
Yeah.
And it happened in the with the guy behind the window.
Yeah, I
too,
was gonna
right?
say that's one of
Yeah.
my favorite executed scares in it. When Rose Byrne wakes up and sees a guy pacing back and forth on her balcony, and he goes back and forth out of sight, and then one of the paces back, he's inside the house all of a sudden because he's a fucking ghost. And I thought it was just really well done because I didn't expect it at all. You know.
No, and he attacks her. Like actually
yeah.
gets like almost freaking on top of her, and I did not expect that.
Yeah, there's a lot of jump scares, but they're well executed. This would be one where I'd use when I was sort of defending your disparagement about jump scares. I think it has them, and they are absolutely jump scares, but I think there's some thought put into them.
Yeah, I agree. If we think about Evil Dead, I think they were kind of just, oh, we got to put a jump scare in here. I think these ones
I
had
still
intent.
disagree that I can't really think of the jump scares you're talking about in Evil Dead.
Yeah, I don't think.
I think
that
you're thinking about. Sorry, go ahead, Insha. I was gonna say.
Go ahead, I was gonna say.
Go.
I was gonna say. I think I'm just scared.
Yeah.
The parts I was scared is the jump
They're
scare.
jump scares.
Yeah,
If you-
because there was
'cause-
like no jump scares in Evil Dead.
Yeah.
It's basically all just gore.
Yeah, I can't think of any. Like, there are absolutely cheap horror movies with cheap jump scares where a cat comes out of nowhere for absolutely no reason or whatever.
Yeah. Oh,
But
you know
I
what
can-
though? It's that like were you scared of like that scene? You probably were, but were you scared of that scene where
You little bitch.
where she crashes her car into the water and then the figure pops up from out of the water? Do you remember what I'm talking about?
In
In
Evil Dead or in
Yeah,
this one?
In Evil Dead.
Oh,
Because that was kind of
Yeah.
a jump scare.
Yeah, he's like, probably. This is the movie, I'm sure I was scared.
I've already forgotten about that movie. It's down in my depths of memory, so
You're
that
like
I don't have to.
Patrick Wilson just blocking it out.
That's right.
He's so good in that.
He's so good, and I do like that they're not afraid to make him kind of unlikable in the beginning.
But
I
that's
hated
the-
him in the beginning.
He's
I was
very
like,
annoying.
what an idiot. Or
But
what a
he's,
douche, or
but
like, I
he's
don't know.
still so likable.
He is. I just generally really like Patrick Wilson, so I was still like root for him. But he is very. But then it's like nice when he agrees to move. But I mean, not really, because your fucking life is going through some shit.
Well, at the beginning, he just kept calling her babe in like such an annoying way. He's like,
Yeah.
oh, I gotta go, babe. Like, sorry, babe, I gotta go. And, like, and I just every time he said it, I just like this motherfucker.
He's like, oops, you deal with the haunted house and the coma kid and the two other children. Sorry.
See, babe.
But it's like once he realized that the reason why he is avoiding all of this is because it's internalized trauma and he just doesn't want to face this shit again. It makes him way more retroactively sympathetic. And then by the final act, like, you know, when he gets to astral project and try to rescue his kid, you know, you want him to rescue his fucking kid because he's cool. Like, he does a good job when he's talking to the coma kid at the end.
Where are you, buddy? Did you go somewhere? No. No, you are right here. You are right here. Can you hear me? I know you can hear me, but you gotta show me, okay, buddy? You gotta show me that you can hear me.
And then realizes that he's been drawing.
How did you call them a coma kid?
What's his name? They have dumb names. Like Felton
Dalton.
Binks or Dalton. Yeah, Dalton.
Dalton and Binks? He's
I
not
don't
a
know.
cat.
Whatever. Well, the little baby's name is Callie, and that's my cat's name. So every time they said, "Oh, Callie," I was like, "Why would you name your baby after a cat, you idiot?" But they don't know my cat's name.
They don't know.
But when he, like, it was a good scene when he saw the drawings and figured out that the further, aka where you astral project to and where all the angry dead people are just waiting to get in that little boy's body. When he realized that was real, yeah, I thought he did a good job there.
That was a really good scene. It has a lot of emotional like weight to it, where you kind of just are like, I guess I want this family to be okay.
Mm-hmm.
All of this is terrifying, but I mean, yeah. But then, like, once he kind of like it's nice when a character has to see it for themselves. Because if the main character, one of your main characters doesn't see it for themselves, but then they also have, like, how you said, like, internalized trauma about it, it kind of just, it falls by the wayside. But how it kind of worked out, it was really, really well done.
And again,
Well, to that point too, that like Patrick Wilson, when the people were there in their house telling him about like all this stuff, like his reaction to that is like, all right, we've gone too far. Like you guys are a bunch of. It's so good to kind of build that up that he had to have seen it himself.
Going back to what I said about the Evil Dead thing, sort of defending the guy who read from the book, I'm on Patrick Wilson's side, kind of, in that I'm not in a horror movie. He didn't see anything weird happen. He's got these grifters in his house. Like, demons and souls don't exist, so I get what he's saying. But if I were in the movie Insidious, I would want to be more of a Rose Byrne type, I would imagine.
But Elise was like, when she was talking about like the further and astral projections, and she's given that long speech about how everything is.
In a place that I call the further.
What does that mean?
The further is a world far beyond our own, yet it's all around us. A place without time as we know it. Is a dark realm filled with the tortured souls of the dead. A place not meant for the living. That's where Dalton is. And the problem is that with his astral body gone, he's just left us with a physical body, an empty vessel. And there are entities that know this because they can smell it. That's why they're gathered around him.
At least the things that I've been seeing? Well,
they are all trying to get inside of his physical body simply because they crave life, the chance to live again. But there are other entities who are malevolent and have a more insidious agenda. And then there is this. A demon who seeks Dalton's body for one reason: to cause pain to others.
Like I kept like drawing into the screen. I was like, oh, okay, yeah, of course, this is what it is.
Yeah.
And then I thought about, this is so fucking stupid. If this was like Ghost Hunters on TLC, I'd be calling them a bunch of idiots.
Yeah, Elise is so good, and I'll give you a little spoiler alert because you're not gonna on your own watch them. But she's so fucking good that she's in the second one as like a cameo or whatever, and I think a flashback, and a younger actress plays her. And then the third and fourth movies are all prequels so that she could be in the both.
No, nice.
Yeah, because she's that fucking good.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's. It's just once they reveal the story, it's a neat story delivered well. And another interesting thing, like going back to this film after watching like because James Wan did the 2 Conjuring films and a bunch of other shit or whatever, and the Conjuring movies are very like mainstream sort of roller coaster horrors. Patrick Wilson's great in those too, but this is very low budget, like more low budget than I had remembered. It's basically 2 houses that it all takes place in, and I really like it. I think they do a great job with it. And the biggest set is when he's in the further and he finds his son, and it's like that. It's Darth Maul's lair, and even that isn't like much. That's just like a warehouse set or whatever. But I think it works really well because it makes it feel along with like the production design with the Ghost Hunters tech and whatnot is very like thrown together and low key. Mm-hmm. That it all sort of works. It makes it, realistic's a terrible word for a movie,
Right.
but kind of, like it kind of has that vibe. I like it.
Well, the one guy had a light bright or whatever. Not a light bright. What is the shutter thing that he had?
I love
To
that
see-
thing.
Oh yeah,
Like the thing with the different colors.
A Viewmaster.
Yeah.
Viewmaster.
Yeah,
Yeah.
with different things in it. Yeah, I love that low tech, like the gas mask, the big sheet of like flash bulbs, and whatnot.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was all very cool and like visceral, and it made for some good set pieces. Like the I guess seance that they had was really good and intense. I love that part.
Where she is wearing the gas mask and the guy's reading it, and like she's saying what is happening and he's writing it down really quickly. Is that the one you're talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a lot of cool, like, just looking at her with the mask on, going crazy. I thought was really cool, and him quickly, like the quick cuts of him flipping over the page and writing things down.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
really,
very original.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I think that part, like to talk about a movie of 20-minute segments, like that part in the middle felt more like a thriller movie to me than an actual horror movie. Like it was.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, I wouldn't even say it's necessarily 3 parts. It's sort of chunks of different movies that changes at various points, because that's a straight up like exorcism movie. That, like a thrilling sort of whatever, and then it becomes like a fantasy at the end. Right. Astral projector. But yeah, it is like it's just intense, because you could see a version of that in a movie where it was, for the most part, a straight up drama about 2 people whose son is in a coma, and then one of them's like, I think his soul's left his body, so they have this scene happen as an exorcism. Yeah, for sure. But cutting out the end where the ghosts attack them all. I'm cutting that part out.
Yeah. Oh, that was another thing that got me on the scare meter was when he's in the further and you see the daughter kill the
the fucking
Family?
family.
the family, and then all of a sudden there's a close cut of her just smiling.
Yeah.
Like that just. Ugh.
Yeah, I really like the part before that when he like leans into the mom ironing and she just blinks normally. Like I expected like a jump scare, but her just blinking normally like spooked me more than a jump scare would have.
I kind of wanted to know what was going on with them more. Like, I guess they were just to show that there's dead people in there, but
Yeah, I think it was just a family where one daughter killed
Yeah.
Yeah.
everyone.
I kind of wanted to know the creepy guy who had a hard on for Rose Byrne, that creepy like greaser ghost. I want to know what his story was.
Yeah. Well, I thought he was like the bad guy because they said the guy whose face was fire, and he kind of had like the burn. It kind of looked like he had burn marks on his face. So I think, oh, okay, he had his face burned, so he's obviously the one.
No,
Not
they
he's
meant,
just the
well,
eraser.
literally they meant Darth Maul.
Yeah, the Freddy Krueger, Darth Maul. All right, let's talk about him because
Yeah, because we seem
I
to
didn't
disagree.
like him.
You thought he was dumb. I think he's very goofy in a good way. Like, I agree that he's goofy, but if you're gonna change tones in a movie, as much as this does, when you get to the end, why not? Like, I love that fucking shot when Tiptoe Through the Tulips is playing again, when he's rescuing his son, and it cuts to the shot where the camera, like, pulls out of the horn on the record player.
Yeah.
And tilts around as the fucking demon Darth Maul is like sharpening his claws. I was like, that's as silly as you can get, and I love it. Like, it's so
and
goofy.
I like the shot where they're looking up at the red sort of doorway with like him behind it, like him in the window or whatever.
Oh, when
you call it on
when
the
he
balcony.
saw them, yeah, and he's staring out the window at them.
Or even just before there, when they do that shot before they see him, he sees them.
Oh yeah,
And then-
like Dalton's like looking up at the window, and then the record starts playing.
Yeah.
It's just
and-
super creeps.
Yeah, I thought that was a really cool shot, and like that sort of stuff. I was like, okay, this guy is pretty neat. And then like when you saw him, he's got like hooved feet and like a really long tongue, and he's got, well, like you said, like Darth Maul's face, and he's got like Freddy Krueger fingers. I'm just like, all right.
I agree.
Who is this?
I agree that, like,
especially because we've seen all the other dead people or demons or whatever you want to call them have just been like dudes.
Well, Elisa explains that he's very different. He is like a demon. The rest are ghosts, just who want to live again. The demon is nefarious.
But I weirdly see where Tim is coming from, where it's just like everybody else is just like, they're not normal per se, but like everybody else is kind of normal, so why can't this guy also kind of be in the weird realm of being normal, but also maybe a demon? But he has hooves,
Okay.
So it's kind of weird.
Sure, I agree that it takes it up another notch, but when you get to the point where you're astral projecting to find your son's kidnapped soul, I don't think a demon existing is beyond the pale. Like, she makes it clear that there are like two levels. There are people who are like ghosts, tortured souls, trying to get into this empty vessel, and then there are more nefarious characters.
But it
like
weirdly feels like this is on the same level as that, which it should. I feel like it shouldn't be. Like I
don't think so. He definitely was like an end boss. Although, actually, no, I think you're right, because he wasn't. And we can get to that.
Like, if you can get to him very quickly, and then just be like, "Oh yeah, look, there's a red door up in my attic." I think that's a level just being like, "Okay, it's just upstairs." It's not like you have to go all the way up.
And they didn't really do anything to defeat him besides run away.
I mean,
you're right.
Yeah,
but they didn't even run away. Yeah, because it ended with him chasing Dalton back to the body, basically. So they didn't really defeat him at all.
I love that shot of him like climbing on the wall.
Yeah, I was gonna say. So here's what I was gonna say when you were saying that he's kind of goofy, and he absolutely is. But it's like most horror things where I think the less you see, the better, because he's spooky in the drawings. Like the first drawing that Specs makes or whatever of him up in the ceiling is very creepy. When Barbara Hershey as Patrick Wilson's mom talks about that dream she had, and he's standing in the corner and just like his claws point at the kid in the shadows is very good. And that jump scare where he's all of a sudden behind Patrick Wilson's head is very effective.
Right.
But I do agree, the more we see of him, like when he gets confronted at the end, the goofy, like the sillier it is, for sure.
And I think to bring it back to a point that you brought up earlier, I think because this movie is so low budget, or it is a low budget movie, when we actually get to see them, it's noticeably a low budget demon. I think that might be my issue with it. Because they didn't have the budget, if they would have just not shown him on the wall at all, I might have liked it a little better.
I understand what you're saying, but I don't even necessarily agree with them, because I honestly think he looks cool. I think he looks cool. I have no problem with his general look. I think maybe I agree that the amount we see of him doesn't quite fit into the movie, and I kind of have turned to your side about the clash with the other ghosts, how it's off-putting to see like a full-on weird demon-y thing compared to the ghosts. But I still think his general look in another movie would be totally fine. Like,
yeah, I think maybe
Star Wars
it was just kind of. I think it's just more that
it clashed with.
It seemed out of. I'm not going to say it's out of place. Like, I get the whole thing. Like, if they wanted to talk about the demon, if they wanted to talk about all this stuff, like I was on board. As like, okay, you know what? They got this stuff going on, and then when you see him, you're just like, this is it. Like this is what you're giving me here.
I guess I didn't get the reaction. I liked the look. I thought it was cool. So I disagree with that reaction. I just think less is better with that design.
100%.
I think it would be kind of cool, and I don't know if this is a thing, but it would be kind of cool if this was like a projected image that Dalton had of what scares him the most. Because I mean, like, you're talking about dreams already, and he's already terrified. He already left his physical body for a while, so it's kind of just like if Darth Maul / Freddy Krueger, if Darth Krueger was actually a projection of like what Dalton feared the most, I think that would have probably made it flow better. Like, you wouldn't mind the human people mixed in with this demon, because that demon is terrifying to this kid. Just like
as if it was just a spirit that happened to take on a form that scared Dalton.
Yeah, like
And
even
not
with
that this is what demons look like, and also ghosts look like normal people.
exactly, because like it would, I guess it would be the kind of the same with like Patrick Wilson's character too, because it's a terrifying looking old lady. At that age, I would be terrified of old looking ladies with veils and stuff. Like I feel like that would be a projection of the things that I feared the most. You know?
Right. Well, I think with that, in that case, that is just an old lady. I don't think that's a thing he's feared. And a thing, while you're talking about that, a cool thing that I didn't pick up on until like the second or third time I watched it was that, so that old lady in the veil was a parasite who was sort of attached to Patrick Wilson and getting closer and closer, and they sort of made him forget about it to dull her power or whatever. And I think that's kind of what got Elise killed in the end, was that she didn't actually solve the problem. She just made Barbara Hershey ignore it and Patrick Wilson forget about it. But the old lady, clearly been with Patrick Wilson the entire time since his childhood, just hasn't had a chance to enter his body because he didn't astral project again until the end of this movie. But the early on scenes, like when he's looking in the mirror and he pulls out a gray hair, and then when he and Rose Byrne are going to bed and he puts on like wrinkle cream before he goes to bed, I feel like those are affectations caused by the old lady.
Oh, I never really thought about that.
I didn't even.
I just thought he was
notice
being
that.
weird, and I hated him even more.
They are very like prissy sort of, which is, although I do like the scene because one of my favorite like sort of bits of business they give women to do, mostly in sitcoms, when they're going to bed and having a conversation, is put lotion on their arms and legs. So when Rose Byrne is doing that, and then Patrick Wilson puts on like the wrinkle cream around his eyes, it makes me laugh. But I do think it's part of the lady ghosts, because she wants Patrick Wilson's body because she doesn't want to be dead. She wants to be young.
Was kind of staying dormant inside of him for a while.
It's her, yeah, and it's her vanity affecting him in a way.
No, that's really cool. I never thought.
That's the way I look at it.
Yeah, I will disagree that she couldn't have been with him all the time while he was older, because they had pictures of him when he was older.
Did they?
Well, yeah, that was one of the things that his mom said when she saw the picture. She said, "Oh, you actually got him to stand still for a picture."
Oh, right, yes.
And there was a picture of it was the two of them and the two kids, and she wasn't in that one.
Well, this isn't an exact science.
And she didn't notice anything
Yeah,
about the picture either. It was weird, but I like that though.
No, I'm sure you're probably right.
No, I know what you mean.
It might
I
just
think-
be, yeah.
I just don't know how it works. And they actually go into the story more in Insidious too, but I think I've only seen that once, so I'm not sure how it plays out. But
I might pick that next year, so we'll see.
exactly. So yeah, I don't know if it's like I think she's there. It's just because he doesn't astral project anymore, regardless of the pictures. Like she's not as close to him as she was in those pictures. You know what I mean? Like I don't think the picture thing was more important than the astral projecting, is what I'm saying. But
Right.
she was still lingering.
Yeah, I could see that.
That's what I would think. Yeah.
Now that we're on the old lady, the ending to this movie is so freaking good. Like that.
Yeah, you loved it,
Yeah.
huh? That's so exciting. I like that. You know what's funny? So here's the thing, before we get into the ending. When you're talking about Evil Dead and this movie, it sounds like you really enjoyed them. So
I know.
It's very weird when you're like, I'm not sure. No, it wasn't that good. I don't like horror movies. But you're talking very passionately and excited about them.
I don't
But
like
anyway,
horror
chew
movies.
on that. So specifically about the ending, what did you really enjoy?
Oh, I just didn't expect it. I thought, hey, they're done. They got out. Yay them. So when Elise kind of finds that he's acting weird and his hands are all wrinkly, I guess, and takes his picture and she like chokes him out. That scene is so intense and goes on for way too long. I don't know. I just I was shocked and in a good way.
Shocked in a good way.
Yeah.
I agree, it's a shocking ending because, especially since everything they went through, I wanted the best for the family, especially Patrick Wilson. So it's like a surprise and disappointing and shocking and everything.
Well, because she was so good in the movie too. Like, you really like her.
Elise, yeah.
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 So to have her dead, and I get what Rachel was saying before. I said that, you know, there's a lot of buildup in here, and I can see how they were hoping to get a second movie, maybe. But
And I can honestly see, knowing Rachel, I can see why I think I would be surprised if she actually did think Insidious was stupid so much as she was just sad by the ending because she liked Patrick Wilson. Which is why I think... What?
Yeah, it could be.
I think, yeah, I would say, I mean, who knows? I'm not talking to her, I'm talking to you. But
That's right.
I would be surprised if it wasn't that, because he's got a good arc, because he's an asshole at the beginning, and then he's extremely likable by the end, and then it's disappointing that he kind of lost, even though he got his kid back.
Yeah. Well, and no spoilers, because I haven't seen the second one, obviously. But, you know, now I wonder where the story goes from here. Like, do they try and find him in, like, does the kid now have to find him in the further? Like, is he just going to go around acting normal, and the lady is going to come out every once in a while and attack them or haunt them some more? Like, I don't know where the story goes.
You should watch it with Rachel, and she can guide you through it. She can hold your hand while you watch. You can watch the good one, according to her, with her.
That's right.
Yeah. I do think they're pretty close. I will say, this is my favorite in the series, and then 2 is very, very close. I think I like it almost as much. It just wasn't as surprising because I knew what the story was about at that point. Like, you know, the further is going to be involved and astral projecting and shit like that. And 3 is like a prequel, and it's solid. And I haven't seen 4, which is called The Last Key, apparently. But
It's okay.
friend of the show, Aaron, saw it, and he said he really liked it, actually. But I haven't seen it yet.
Well, don't watch that. Maybe I'll watch 2 and 3, and then we have a fourth pick for...
There you go.
Yeah. You can't watch it all year.
Fair enough.
Another note I had was I really liked the title credits roll at the beginning. Like, you know, it was a little long, but it was, it really creeped me out.
The credits?
Well, yeah, because like there was like, it was just pictures of the house, and then every couple of pictures there'll be like a ghost in it.
Yeah, and the music stings are
And there was
like the very first like music sting when the title comes up. I was like, oh, Tim's gonna hate this movie, isn't he?
Yeah, and then but there was like one that really, like, the old lady's face in the clock, like, really, like, I turned away and was like, well, I'm gonna stop watching this for a quick second. It was just so creepy.
Just for a second.
I hated it. Just until the next one comes on. And like the word art for it, like the
word art,
the actual title. What do you call it? The font of the Insidious logo when it just kind of pops up.
Yeah.
Design, yeah.
Oh man.
I don't know how you can be scary with a word, but
it
yeah,
felt very
it was.
of a piece with Darth Maul's final lair. Like, it felt sort of gothic industrial kind of. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
Also, going back to that for a second, I love the set design for Darth Maul's lair.
Yeah.
It's so childish.
It is. He's got
and I
little
love
fucking
it
like
so
marionettes
much.
and shit.
I'm like, no wonder you want to be in a body of a kid. No wonder.
I want a prequel about Darth Maul.
Is Darth Maul not in any of the other ones?
I don't think he is, actually, no. So that's another reason why Rachel likes 2 better, I would imagine, because I honestly don't think he's in any of them. Okay. So what did you think of Tucker and Specs, Tim? The 2 Mormon assistants, or they're dressed like Mormons, but Elise's 2 assistants.
No, I love... that's the moment when they came in and started doing their shit. That's the moment that hooked me into this movie. Like,
they're very entertaining. Like, it could have been... They could have been very annoying characters if they weren't played and written as well as they are, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know Rachel came in and saw them, and she's like, "Hey, you like these guys? They're great." And I think they're in the second one too.
Yes.
More?
They're in the second. They're
Yeah,
in
I remember.
3 and 4 as well, I think. I
Oh.
think so. Or at least one of the other ones, too, because they're prequels.
Right. Yeah, I remember. She told me that they're really good in the second one.
They
too.
are, yeah.
But yeah, the one guy with the beard, he's in the second season of Fargo.
Yep.
I really like
Angus
his
Sampson,
So,
I think his name is. He's also in Fury Road. He's the biomechanic or whatever. The doctor.
Oh.
Yeah, who tells him that, what's that guy's name? Scrotus Humongous, or whatever the fuck his name is. Where he's like, you had a baby brother and he would have been perfect or whatever in every way.
Hey, Rictus! You lost a baby brother. Perfect in every way. I had a baby brother! I had a little baby brother! And he was perfect! Perfect in every way!
That guy? I don't know. Anyway, he's a good Australian actor. And Specs is the guy who wrote this movie.
Oh.
And
really?
he wrote
That's interesting.
a couple of the Saw movies, and he wrote and directed Invisible Man and a movie that Tim loves. I can't remember the name of it. What's it called? The one with knockoff Tom Hardy.
That.
The one you love.
Oh, Upgrade.
Yeah. He wrote and directed that too.
I do
Yeah,
love
he's
Upgrade.
he's James Wan. He and James Wan work together a bunch, and he's a good actor and writer and director.
Yeah, no, he's he was really good. I remember the one guy from Fargo, so I liked him immediately. And then he grew on me too with like the writing stuff down really quickly and him being like Elise's sidekick.
He's really good. Yeah,
kind of.
during the seance, he really sort of pops. Yeah.
Yeah, but even before that, when he's just like when she first comes into the house, she's like, "Did you do this? Did you do this? Did you do this?" He's kind of like this sniveling not sniveling, but like this.
Yeah, they're like two.
He's like fighting with Tucker.
Yeah, they're like two sons trying to suck up to mommy. Yeah.
yeah, and he seemed like the big one. But the other one was the other guy. I like how he was always like, "Well, you got to." I mean, the equipment's the most important part,
Yeah.
or like, or whatever. We're like playing off each
One
other.
of my favorite parts that I totally didn't notice or totally forgot about until this time was when Patrick Wilson's still astral projecting, and then they hear like noises in the house, and Specs and Tucker are sent to see what's going on or whatever, and Specs pulls out a flashlight and turns it on, and then Tucker pulls it out, and it's much bigger.
bigger one?
Yeah. It's like a huge flashlight. So funny.
It's so funny.
Yeah, they're good characters. I think it's impressive because those type of characters could easily be extremely annoying, and they weren't. Like just fucking with the tone way too much and being way too goofy all of a sudden. But they're subtly very funny, and they incorporate into the world well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, to bring back to Inch's point about how this is a movie in 20-minute segments, like, you know, to have some comedy after 40 minutes of scares and
Yeah.
and coma's sadness, it's nice to kind of give your mind a break a little bit.
Sadness.
Kid coma. Also, this
What
is
was up at? Sorry, go ahead, Incha.
I'm sorry. Like, this is also like a nice movie of explaining astral projection like you're not like a child, because it's the way that she explained it was firmly talking to two adults about what it is and her examples of it.
Have you ever heard of astral projection?
Yes, is that out-of-body experience or something?
Well, I like to call them travelers. You see, these are people with the ability to leave their physical body and to travel to different places in astral form. Now, Dalton, he is a very accomplished astral projector. He's been doing it in his sleep for a long time. He has been since he was very young. And he's unafraid because he thinks they're dreams. And it's that very lack of fear that has led him to travel too far and to become lost.
And I'm like, this is so nice to hear without it actually going into the exact science and everything else with it. It's just like, this is what it is. We're going to help your kid. Let's go.
Nice that they didn't feel the need to dumb it down with a shitty metaphor like, oh, so like when a feather flies away from a dog, or something like something, which isn't even a good one, but some terrible metaphor for what astral projecting would be like. Yeah.
Exactly. It's just kind of just like, yeah, his spiritual soul left his body. He's wandering around somewhere. Let's go get him back. It's like, thank you for that. It literally doesn't waste me another 20 minutes of another movie that could be added.
And I think again, Lin Shaye just being so good made that exposition dump not feel like a dump at all. Like it was like actually it was almost a payoff to, well, you're finally getting the answer about what the fuck is going on. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, here's the thing. Tim, where does this rank on the John Wick to Face Off scale? Because the title is said.
It is, yeah. She says that some of the ghosts
have a more insidious agenda.
No, insidious. Have a more insidious agenda. Yeah. You know what? I remember hearing her say that, and I brushed past it on the Face-Off scale. So now I got to think about it.
Because you were so into the
this
movie.
Would be.
You fucking love horror movies. I don't know what you're talking about.
No, I don't. I don't love horror movies. I like to.
Yeah, you didn't even say you liked it at the beginning.
I guess this would be. Here's the thing. I'll give this a 5 on the John Wick
I think
scale.
that's probably fair. In that, I think
Like
your whole
on the
scale is
face-off
garbage
scale.
and bullshit. But I think going strictly by your scale, I agree it's not egregious. Because if anything, it almost seems like the
it's
movie
not.
may have been retroactively named Insidious from the line in the film. Or from a spooky word used in the film, you know?
Yeah, that's what I think. And I think it's a good word. Like, it is, like, just hearing the name of the title makes you spooky.
Well,
like it's a spooky word.
I mean, no, but...
Insidious.
I see what you're saying, but no. So it's a 5.
If you're going to go into a... Hold on. No, if you're going to go into a theater and there's 2 movies up on the marquee, and one says John Wick, and the other one says Face Off, and there's a third one that says Insidious, which one of them are you going to be spooked out by?
John
Face
Wick.
Off. I don't want to lose my face. You kidding me?
No, but there's a slash in the middle, so
No,
it
they
might
put
be
the
a
slash.
hockey movie.
That's the exact opposite. They put the slash in the middle to make sure people didn't think it was a hockey movie. Tim. They specifically
what?
did that. That's why it's face slash off.
Is that a
absolutely
trivia?
true.
Hold on, no, is that a trivia
That
thing?
is true. That's John Woo wanted the slash in the middle so people wouldn't think it was a hockey movie.
That doesn't make sense.
No, it does. Well, it makes more sense. So if you saw a movie
get
called
it.
Face Off with no slash in the middle, you'd be like, oh, that's absolutely about somebody losing their face. But if you saw Face Slash Off, you'd be like, that's a hockey movie for sure.
Isn't Face Off all one word?
No. Is it?
Maybe there's a dash in the middle.
Look, I'm not on trial here.
All I'm trying to say is Insidious is a spooky
Yeah,
name
it's
for a
definitely
movie.
a spookier word than Face Off, Wick, or John.
Right.
I agree with you.
But I think you're right. If I was to bet on this one, they retroactively named it after that line. Like, it was unnamed horror movie.
Yeah, I'm sure it was called like Untitled Astral Projection Movie or something. Yeah, for sure.
So we'll put this one right in the middle. Okay, so now we have
All right,
now
do
we have
this
a
in
good
Excel. Let's
side
not
plates.
do
So
every movie rundown of every movie.
no, but I mean, like, now we have
Nice
a nice
sample.
area where we have a John Wick. Yeah, we have a John Wick, we have an Insidious, and we have a Face Off. And everybody should fit in there unless you're a Road Games.
Yeah, but except that most of them haven't. Most of them have been okay.
We'll get to those when they happen.
They have happened already.
That's right.
Okay. Does anyone have any more notes?
The only thing that I have was the part at the end when he actually goes to the further and gets them, and then like the ghosts start attacking the house more. To me, was a little weird. Like, it made sense for a climax to have everybody on the outside kind of do it, but did the act of trying to bring him out of the further kind of conjure up the ghosts more?
I
like,
agree. I don't know if it necessarily made as much sense, but you can wave it away by saying, like, because the ghosts were getting more desperate to get into those empty bodies, which is so gross, that they got more powerful and more aggressive, because they also attacked during the seance. They like showed up a bit beforehand, but I think they just got more like hungrier, I guess. But I agree that it's very like, why are they just all of a sudden bum rushing them now? Like,
right.
So I see what you mean, for sure.
Yeah, but I mean, in general, it made
you wanted it to be
scene.
Sort of race against the clock ish, and you need it to kind of be confusing and frenetic, so that you don't pay attention to Patrick Wilson's face off with the old lady as much, and like what happened there. But I mean, they don't really show who gets to his body anyway, so.
Right. It'd be a worse movie if Patrick Wilson was running with the kid, and then you cut to them like outside, and they're just kind of like watching their watch, kind of looking at Patrick Wilson.
Yeah, and I think without the
like, is he
without
gonna come
the
back,
chaos, you'd pay more attention to the scene where, when Patrick Wilson is talking shit to the old lady ghost, and then it cuts to him waking up without us seeing Patrick Wilson like get back to the body. I think that would, because that would be the only thing going on. You'd be like, oh wait, did the old lady get in the body? But because so much other shit is going on, you don't really give it much thought. And that's what sets up the surprise at the end, maybe? I don't know. But I agree, it doesn't really pass the smell test with how the ghosts were acting prior. Because if they could just bum rush a body, why didn't they do that to the coma kid earlier?
So when Patrick Wilson's in the classroom, there's a jigsaw on the board.
There is.
Oh yeah, I did see
and
that.
And it has an 8 under it.
What does that mean?
What is the 8 for?
There are 8 Saw movies.
Was there 8 Saw movies in 2010?
No, but there's 8 Saw movies in general. And then there's...
Are you including the new one with Chris Rock?
No, I'm not.
Are there 8? Oh,
yeah.
There are 8. Yeah, 7, and then the one came out...
And then there's Jigsaw. Mm-hmm.
Jigsaw, yeah.
You're welcome.
But did they mean that? Is that a reference? Is that
no,
anything?
I don't think so. I just noticed it and thought it was really cool.
Also, I'm weirdly excited about the idea of a Chris Rock, Samuel Jackson Jigsaw movie.
Is that happening?
Yeah, it got pushed back because of COVID. But it looked, the trailer, or the teaser trailer, looked very 7-ish. But Chris Rock wrote it, right?
Yes.
Yeah, Chris Rock wrote, it's called Spiral.
No.
A Saw tale or something. Yeah.
He didn't write, wait. Oh,
I thought he did write it.
Well, Wikipedia is bullshit. Anyway, so what's the fuck is the difference?
Oh, does it say on Wikipedia he didn't write it?
Yeah, it says Josh Stolberg and Peter Goldfinger.
Oh, then maybe he didn't. For some reason I thought he was writing it.
I think he produced it.
Oh.
Or he actually like came up with like the pitch idea and was just like, "Hey, I need
Maybe he
to
just
do
came
this.
up with a story or something. Because I thought that was the crazy thing about it. Like, Chris Rock, why do you care about a Saw movie? Oh, starring... Yeah, weird. Oh, okay, here it is. According to Chris Rock, the origin Spiral came from a chance meeting with the head of Lionsgate, blah, blah, blah. Rock approached Lionsgate with his ideas of extending the franchise, who became very interested in the concept. So it was like his idea that was written by others. I don't know. I mean, it's a real, very few hits to a lot of misses in that franchise. But I'll watch Chris Rock and Samuel Jackson in a horror movie. That just sounds insane.
Yeah, how many has either of them been in like a horror movie? I guess, I don't know, Black Snake Moan might be horror-ish.
No, Black Snake Moan
It's
isn't
not
a
a
horror
horror
movie.
movie at all.
Deep Blue Sea, kind of, yeah.
Friend of the
Deep Blue
show,
Sea is.
Connor's favorite movie.
Yeah, hell yeah. It's like the Poseidon Adventure meets Jaws, and it rules. I can't think of any off the top of my head. Oh, I guess.
Oh, Snakes on a Plane.
Well, not
he was on
really.
Snakes on a Plane.
That's not a horror movie.
What are you talking about? It's scary.
It isn't. It's not. It's the least scary thing I've ever seen. Is that what you thought Black Snake Moan was?
Was Snakes on a Plane? No, I
Yeah.
didn't.
Chris Rock? Well,
Well, that makes it even
what
worse.
about B movie?
What?
Pardon?
B movie.
B movie?
B
Like
movie?
B-E-E movie.
B-E-E?
Jerry's.
That's a horror movie.
The Jerry Seinfeld movie?
Yeah.
Oh, Chris Rock doesn't he die horribly?
I don't
in
know.
that?
He was a mosquito.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I think he's a dead mosquito on a windshield.
That's a horror
which
movie
is
for
kind of
him.
horrifying. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. Anyway, I like it's. I don't know. For some reason, I want to see it. I'm sure it'll be bad. Just statistically, it will be, but I still want to see it. Anyway, that's a lot of talking about. But I mean, it fits in because James Wan and Lee Winnell created that franchise. So,
All right. Insha, hit her shit.
Hit.
Great.
That's it. That's it. That's all I got.
Elaborate.
Not really. I mean, it's a solid film. It has a solid storytelling structure. I like half of the characters, not the old lady, not the demon thing, not the
villains.
Wait, you didn't like the old lady?
No, fuck that old lady.
Oh, I thought she was like I liked her as a bad guy more than I liked Darth Maul.
I think it should just mean she wouldn't want to hang out
I don't
with
want
him.
to. I don't want to sit
Oh,
tea with
okay.
her.
Whatever.
So it's weird that she's saying I don't like them. Yeah. Okay.
But I love Rose Byrne in this, and
Yeah, you know what? I think we did her a disservice not talking about her enough because she was fantastic.
I think we probably did because she's just solid. I feel like her acting in this is just top tier level, just horror mother who's trying to just stay like her head's just trying to get above water. She's fine.
Yeah, she carries the entire first half before Patrick Wilson becomes likable and before Elise shows up. She she carries the entire first half.
Yeah,
on her
that
shoulder.
scene where she's on the porch when Patrick Wilson comes home late and she says, "I need you here." That whole scene is she's really good in that.
You think our house is haunted?
I don't think it. I know it. Things move around in here by themselves. I walk into the kitchen at night to get a drink. I can feel eyes on me. I can't be in there alone anymore. I need you. But you're never here. Where are you?
I told you, I was grading tests.
That's not what I mean. You're not here with me in this situation. You're just avoiding it. Like everything stressful, whether it's this or parking
Oh,
tickets.
God, stop saying that, okay? I don't avoid stressful situations. I'm just dealing with them my own fucking way.
Fine. Deal with this.
It's a really nice little dramatic scene. Yeah, they're both very good in it too. Yeah.
Cool. All right, Michael, hit her shit.
It's a hit. I think it's a perfect version of this kind of movie. Like it doesn't push a lot of boundaries, but it does what it wants to do very, very well. I really like it. And I like the actors in it. So it's a plus.
Good. For me, it's a hit. For the first 40 minutes, I wasn't going to give it much hope, but it really did a good job of pulling me in to liking it. So, yeah.
So
It's a hit. I like this one.
Nice. Oh my god! I think didn't you give Evil Dead a hit too?
It was a
reluctant hit? Or did you
it was
say
a
shit?
reluctant hit. Like I liked it because I liked the Evil Dead, other Evil Dead movies, and I liked that it was.
Right. No, you didn't like the other Evil Dead movies. You
No,
thought
we're
they
not
were
getting
terrible.
into this again. But yeah, no. This one's a hit. I'm glad that I have watched it.
I am glad that I.
Well, so much so that I think I eventually might watch the other ones sometime.
You should, because Insidious 2 at least, because it directly follows.
Yeah. I want to know what happens
So you
with
should.
the
Yeah.
old lady and Patrick Wilson and the rest of the gang.
That's good. That's very heartwarming that you might be seeking out an extracurricular horror movie based on this one. That's very nice.
Recommendations, Michael?
Yeah, I recommend you go fuck yourself. No, The Invisible Man, written and directed by Lee Winnell, who wrote this and was in it. The other Insidious movies. And, Barbara Hershey was also a mother in Black Swan. And she's
Oh,
great in that.
yeah.
Yeah, and Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace, if you want to see more Darth Maul.
Ooh. Very good. Insha, recommendations?
If you want some really messed up non-kid coma, but a kid gets killed in it, family drama, Hereditary. If
Jesus. I can't think of a more tonally different
I
horror
know.
movie from this one.
If you want,
Don't watch Hereditary, Tim.
All right.
or do, I hate it.
I love it, but don't watch it, Tim.
The Conjuring series.
Oh, yeah.
Wait, was Hereditary that movie that you said that I would like literally die if I watched it?
It's not that.
No, I don't think I said that,
Okay.
because that's not true. Oh, Cannibal Holocaust? Is that maybe what you think of?
Yikes.
Maybe that was the movie.
I don't know. Not Hereditary, no, but you just wouldn't watch it. You would turn it off very quickly. You just wouldn't.
Yeah,
okay.
it's kind of like
It's just got a real sweaty, kind of awkward, like, not awkward, but real sweaty, overwhelming vibe to it. You
sweaty.
would enjoy it. It is. It makes me, it feels like feverish.
No, I mean I
don't know.
get it.
Yeah.
God, fuck, I forgot the movie that Doctor Sleep, because it has like some weird
I see that.
astro projectory kind of. I mean, The Shining too, I guess.
I get it.
And
Here we go. Let's see. What other 20 movies?
no, fuck, there was one more. Never mind then.
All right, we'll come back to you and you can splice it in
No.
later. My two recommendations are if you want to see Patrick Wilson in another movie, you can watch Phantom of the Opera. He plays Raoul.
Yeah, another horror movie.
And if you want to see another ghost story, watch 1990s Ghost with Patrick Swayze and Demi Moore.
I do love Ghost. I think Ghost is a great movie. And you know what's shocking? It's very spooky in parts. When was the last time you saw Ghost, Tim?
It's been a while.
Oh, well, when the one guy gets hit by the car and then the demons like drag him out of hell, that's spooky.
Oh, yeah.
And Tony Goldwyn gets like chunks of glass like stuck in his stomach and it's creepy. I love Ghost. Ghost is a good ass movie.
Yeah.
Fuck you for using it as a punchline.
We're all about the jokes. Okay.
You wouldn't think so listening to these, but
It's true. Okay. So next week it's gonna be a classic Michael pick.
that's right. I've chosen a movie that I barely define as a horror.
Love it. Perfect. I
So
get it. Thumbs up.
Yeah. I've picked. Let me double check the year. It doesn't matter. The movie Manhunter.
Oh. Yeah, the
'Cause you
Hannibal
said you couldn't
Lecter
see-
movie, right?
Yeah, 1986 is Manhunter. It's, well, yeah, kind of. Yes.
Perfect.
Yeah.
I remember you talking about this, and I haven't. I did not see it yet.
Good. Yeah, that's why I'm picking it. Because you like or don't mind shows like Criminal Minds and shit like that.
Yeah.
Which is crazy to me because some of the shit in those shows are more wretched and horrifying than any of the horror movies I've ever seen. There's an episode of Criminal Minds where there's a girl or something who goes missing, and there's a huge search party out looking for her and whatnot, and it's all sort of help being organized by like this priest or something, and they can't find her, and then eventually the fucking FBI is like, oh yeah, we figured it out, and it's this guy, and he was a member of the church who was there during the search party, so they send the priest in to like talk to him, and then the guy admits not only did he kill her, when he was feeding everybody during the search party, he made the stew out of her.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, there was I forgot about that episode. Yeah.
Yeah. Fucked up show. And you're into that, but not Darth Maul.
Yeah, but...
Darth Maul listening to music and sharpening his nails. Homophobe.
To Tiny Tim he's listening to.
Yeah. We're gonna end it with Tim.
That's the perfect. Yeah, that's perfect ending. We're gonna...
tulips with me. Oh, tiptoe by the garden of the willow tree. Come tiptoe through the tulips with me. Ladies in flowers we'll stray, we'll keep the kiss you.